It's your boy, motherfucker Jones, back with another one. Today, I wanted to capitalize and continue off on this little run I had with my last episode. I wanted to speak about PTSD. I wanted to understand why do we only recognize it in one fashion? Traumatic events happen everywhere. Traumatic events happen all the time. I think America already lacks in protecting the people that they give it to, the veterans. So it just goes to show that the people in our communities that regularly are going through PTSD symptoms, and now that we're in a society where everything is more understanding, people are trying to be more compassionate, people are trying to be more empathetic. But the whole picking and choosing when to realize when things are affecting people it's kind of getting old. Mental health is something that's very real. Think about it. The black community, we've had psychological warfare since we got to America. As Jewish or the gentiles, they've literally been holocausted and able to hold on to that PTSD for so long that now it's looked at as a bad thing. And it's like, no, if they go through whatever they went through and they feel how they do feel, they're entitled to that. But where you start to get the disconnect is when you start feeling like your struggle is more important. See, now, I have a problem with that. As you can see, the last episode. It's very interesting to be aware of things that are going on in society today. Because you think about it, the black community, why are we so ripped up and apart? Our post-traumatic stress started when they started with the whole getting you rewards for your work and not giving you rewards for your work. Light skin privilege started there. So you look at it and it's still matriculating throughout our communities. And it's like, oh, why is it still happening? Why are we still going through the things we're going through? PTSD is something that is, I feel like, it should be looked at in all spectrums, because you have people living with these emotions, these traumas all day, every day, and they're not afforded the psychiatrist. They're not afforded the community to be behind them to actually support them going to see a psychiatrist or whatever the case may be. But it's just very interesting to see that even the veterans are going through a hard time, and America gave them PTSD. Like we ushered them, the draft process, the whole nine. So then you start to think about it. We all have a commonality against pain. We've all been through a lot of the things, and we've already figured out one disconnect, the comparing of struggles. So once we understand that, we can't sit here and be like, oh, well, the Holocaust was worse than slavery, or slavery was worse than what's going on with the border right now, and everything that's very traumatic in your life or very near and dear to your situation, to where you're affected by it and your actions are usually affected. So you can't boil it down to one sector, because I feel like we all go through it. We all have had somebody that has been shot at. We've had somebody that have been in shootings. You know what I'm saying? And this is right here on America's soil. So feeling like you're supposed to be safe and still going through these things, why can't you understand that PTSD could be a very likely outcome, especially when it's not getting better, things are getting worse. And until we start understanding that it's all a mental issue, that's when we can start rectifying what's going on within our communities, the black on black crimes and the transgender community being under attack for just living. Like, it's just weird. It's a weird situation and time we're living in, and people are trying to be understanding, but if you're not trying to understand the right things, you're gonna just lose track of everything that's going on. Because if you can understand how a soldier has PTSD, you can understand how a homeboy in the hood feels like he needs to carry a gun. I don't know. It's just, shoot, I feel like we need to switch up our communities altogether. We need to go back to communities. We need to have communities that are actually about uplifting the people within them and not policing them. I'm going to talk about that in another episode. You guys stay tuned. This PTSD thing was just a thought. Let me know what you guys think. Do you think more than just the veteran community experiences PTSD? Do you think it's something that's now crippling the mental state of a lot of men and women in America? Whether you have been raped or shot at, or your friend was killed next to you, or a car crash. Shoot, I was in a car crash and I got hit from behind. Pause. Fragile masculinity coming out a little bit. But I got crashed from behind and I couldn't control the situation. I didn't know how to react. I couldn't move out the way. So I felt helpless. So once I felt helpless, I now ride in the car with people and I'm pressing the imaginary brake. I'm, super cognizant whenever somebody stops short. So I'm looking behind me. It's like, even something just minuscule like that can change your actions. So what makes you think that it's just not on a larger scale? Especially coming from a country where most of the colonial ideals or imperialistic tendencies that were forced upon us and oppressed us as a people, American people, because you think about it, we've been controlled under one mindset. We all don't think the same. So being controlled under one mindset and feeling like you have to be dealt with a certain way, that's why people feel like they're getting left out. It's just weird. Get back into the communities. Do better for yourself. Really try and attack the issues that you feel like are going on. Talk to people. Talk to people that you feel like are listening. Don't talk to people that are just there, because then it doesn't really help. I don't know. Tell me what you think. Like, comment, subscribe. Till next time, I'm out.